expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hey geeks, Akshay this side. Welcome to another session. This is a special topic where we'll talk about how to leverage GFG extensively to crack fast-paced companies. And today it's my pleasure to invite Ashish De. He is currently working as SD2 at Microsoft, and he also worked as SD1 at Amazon earlier. And he has a total experience of 9 years. So it will be an interesting session. So stay tuned till the end. Let me invite Ashish to the stream and let's start the questions. I'll ask him first, then we'll pick up few questions from the comment section. Great, guys. Let's start. Hey, Ashish, how are you?
Hey Akshay, how are you doing? I'm doing good, man. Yes.
I'm great. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hello everyone.
Yeah. So right now, one person is live, but people will eventually join, so that's fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I would request the audience to keep the session engaging, so that because I personally read all the comments. So yeah, Siddharth is saying hi, Siddharth.
Yes, Siddharth, hello.
All right. So see now Fiverr Live. So more will be coming. Let's start the session.
Mhm.
Why don't you first introduce yourself a bit? Tell more about yourself to the audience.
Yeah, about me, like you were introduced, like currently working with Microsoft and ex Amazon. So, and I'm like, keep like myself active, like seeing like what are the trends currently going on. So just like so that like I can guide people, I mentor people as well, like how to they could do well in their career. Yeah. So yeah, I'm currently
Okay.
like in sitting in the morning time in Bellevue, and yep. So you people are in India, like I hope everyone is doing well.
Yeah, situation is much better now, Ashish, frankly.
Hmm?
But initially it was really bad, but now things are getting right. Okay, Siddharth is asking what is fast-paced companies. So I should tell him that companies where things are innovating at a faster rate. Well, that's my understanding.
Yeah,
Ashish, anything else you want to add to that? Like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
do you
They are.
mean by fast-paced?
I think fast paced. I must say, like most of the companies are fast paced. In like entire IT is like fast paced, right? The way it is growing, you see, like a look back, like 5 years back, what was there and what is currently, right? The cloud technology, you can see, like everything is in cloud, right? So we're
Okay.
mostly talking about like a top companies is what I meant to say, like a fast, let's say like a top fangs is what actually everyone is interested, but it's not just about
Yeah.
fangs. There are a lot other
Yeah.
companies like startups are there. Like if you talk about either pay, kind of work, everything is there in a lot of different companies. So we'll be talking about those, but their
Exactly.
interview bar is not so easy.
Got it. Fast, things are changing fast. That's fast paced, and most of the companies are like that today. So I
Yeah.
think Siddharth, that answers the question. Anyways, my first question to you about the main topic, which is of today, is that how a beginner should start using our platform Geeks for Geeks. Like he has no idea
Mhm.
about coding at all, and how should he start?
Yeah, for a beginner, when they come to Geeks for Geeks, you see, one can get lost. There are a lot of things. This entire portal is filled with like knowledge. So now, as a beginner, when you come, like you should have an idea that what are the topics you need to cover, right? And second thing is what is the flow? Is it like first coming with the fundamentals, or that then you will be solving easy question, or like a medium or a hard problem? Or are there any like top questions? So if you go to Geeks for Geeks, everything is there. It's not like like about fundamentals. It's starting from the fundamentals. Like let's say if you open the Geeks for Geeks, there is something on the like a top right is like a tutorial. So what you
Hmm.
can do is in the tutorial there is something section called data structure. So you have like a topic wise arrays, linked list, stack, queues, everything is there, right? Now,
Hmm.
the first thing what you could do is go to Geeks for Geeks, click on this data structures and algorithms, and click each topic like one after the other. So there is something intro as well. So you can read through it, and you may not be like, that may not be sufficient for you, but that is actually Geeks for Geeks is giving you the idea is what is the flow. So then you can like search more about, let's say you are talking about arrays, right? You search more about internet, get more idea about it, and then the best part of this is for each topic, there are some questions related to it. Okay.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
share your screen? Can you share your screen? Is it possible? I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
would be the best thing
Yeah.
to do.
That would be great.
Varun Ritik is saying,
Let me share the screen. Okay.
hmm. Okay.
I hope Geeks for Geeks portal you are able to see.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So see on the like top left, you can see the tutorials, right? So over here, you can see there are a lot of topics, right? Now to consider like as a beginner, what you can do is like, first you can go to this data structures section. There are like a lot of topics, right? Let's open any one topic, right? Now as a beginner, you may not be having idea what is a linked list, right? So what you can do is you can over here, you can see there are some intro about it, what a linked list is, right? So you can see what a single linked list is. There is circular for everything. There is a full introduction about it. So it may happen still that you are not satisfied with whatever is explained because you may need to dig more, right? So after reading through it, let's say you are going over here, right? After like going through it, I hope like you are able to see this linked list. So you can read entirely through it, then you come back, you can like solve some of the problems. There are a lot of problems, right? But is it like everything you should be solving? That's the problem, right? Again, you may feel that you are lost, right? So you should not be solving every problem. Let's say you are working for linked list, you just let's say solve 10 problems. Okay, 10 problems. Now you see that okay, you are good at implementing linked list, you are good at manipulating linked list, like few of the things, but don't go so deep that okay, you yourself will feel like hey, linked list is still not over. Target for 15-20 questions and that's all. That topic is over. Move to another topic. Now this way you are able to cover a lot of topics, but is it like every topic you will be covering? Obviously, no. So when you go to data structures, you cover arrays, linked list, stack queues, binary search tree, binary tree, heap, hashing, graph, and then maybe like metrics and strings. Obviously, not maybe like metrics and strings are important, but advanced data structure I would not recommend. You can still go to that if it is up to you. But there is something called try. You can like check that out. So you have a try and you can check for an array tree. So these two actually you can cover. These may be like really helpful for you. Now, once you have the idea about it, now it's time to go for interviews, right? But before going to the interviews, it's not knowing about the fundamentals, and that is not sufficient, right? So now what you can do is over here, the next part, like that comes is let's go to the home page. Okay. Over here, there are something is must do coding questions for product based companies. There is something called must do coding questions for companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Adobe. So these top companies, you can go for it. And on top of it, what you can do is there is something called practice session. So there are practice as well. So this actually can, keep your interest up to the mark. How actually it can is you just go to DSA topic wise, right? Let's say go to arrays, right? Now over here, just don't try anything randomly, right? If you will try randomly, you'll be again, completely lost. Let's say you are appearing for Amazon interview. Then you can select Amazon, right? And then you can say is over here, you have a lot of different kind of topics. So whenever you have a different kind of interviews, you can apply your filter over here. And then based on that is you can choose like what actually you want. Now over here there is a beautiful section is this is there is something called sort by and there is something called difficulty. This difficulty is really helpful. Every day you may not feel like okay, solve a lot of difficult questions. You may feel bored, you may feel disinterested. What you can do is easy ones, right? I recommend, go solve as many easy as possible for you. Easy ones will give you a lot of different ideas. In 1 hour, if you are solving one medium problem, easy maybe like you'll be able to solve five. You'll get five ideas. Easy questions will keep up your pace. You will feel it easy. You will not make any syntax errors. Those things also you can sort out. So I recommend, solve as easy, as many problems as possible. So put more force on easy Then you can, like, obviously for Amazon, you will also have to go for medium. So at some point of time, you feel, let's say in the morning, you solved 5 easy questions. You will feel more energetic, more fresh because you already solved 5 problems. Then you can go to medium, and maybe, like, let's say every day you're solving two, three, four, whatever. That way, this is the flow actually you will be doing. Like, first fundamentals, what I said, and then fundamentals, everything you're getting from Geeks for Geeks. You go to the tutorials, which I already, just to repeat again. Now, this is actually, we are at practice. So let's go to Geeks for Geeks. Just give me a minute. So focus on this section only. That is what I would say. And then algorithms, you can, like, while preparing itself, you can go for algorithms as well. Similarly, as I explained for data structures, for algorithms, you don't need all the topics. Searching algorithms, sorting, this thing, graph algorithms, certainly. These three things you need. And on top of it, dynamic and divide and conquer. These are really important, and backtracking as well. For if you are appearing for, let's say, Amazon, Microsoft, or like any top company, if you are appearing, these three things certainly would be needed: dynamic, divide, conquer, and backtracking. And these are like a must: searching, sorting, graph, and certainly, yeah, these three things certainly would be needed. So that's, like, there are a lot of more things on Geeks for Geeks, but I recommend, these easy things which I said, keep doing as many as possible. So that will give you like a really, really good confidence. Yeah.
Okay. That was great, man. Thank you, Ashish, for so elaborately explaining everything. So my next question to you is, what's the pre-work before jumping to Geeks for Geeks? Like,
Mhm.
do we have to have a certain mindset before that, or anything we have need to do?
Yeah, so the Geeks for Geeks is designed so beautifully, I would say, like, you may not need any kind of pre-work. If you want to jump for an interview, you can directly come right away to Geeks for Geeks. Why is that? Because the pre-work is reading about fundamentals. Either you can go for any books, you can go for some YouTube videos, or you can go for any, like, tutorials. But over here you have like a lot of tutorials as well. So both you can try out is like tutorials which are like, free, available, like as I showed you. For data structure, for each topic you have like well written articles, you can read through it. Over here also, like, there are some self-paced learning as well. On Geeks for Geeks, you can go to like a courses which are like, lot cheaper. It's not like very costly. You can take some self-paced online courses. Let's say you are appearing for any interviews, so you have some kind of a test series, as well as you have data structures and algorithms. This is really a good course. You can see, you may be seeing like in dollar over here. So it's like, in India, like, it's really cheaper. So that also you can try out. Now, if you are not willing to pay the initial, that's totally fine, because all the materials are available here. So my answer to this question is, you don't need any kind of pre-work. The only thing is, you just jump into Geeks for Geeks, start with the sections. This is giving you actually the straight idea about these are the topics you have to cover. These are like, separate sections created. Read through it in Geeks for Geeks. If you don't get much clarity, go and check online more about it, dig about it. Now your fundamental is clear, and Geeks for Geeks has lot and lot of material. Start solving problems. Now, one more thing, actually, maybe like I missed to say, is there is something called interview corner. So let's say you now the thing is, let's say you have interview with Microsoft, and then let's say you are left with 10 days only. So that is where the, magic begins. You go to interview experiences, right? Now, this is the thing which really, really helps people. Every time, in fact, whenever you are preparing for a company, keep checking this. So people write beautiful articles that what kind of interview experience they have faced. So you can say, C is like, 3 years experience. So you have 4 years experience. So if you read about these things, then you will see that, everything is written. So this is the way you can figure out that what kind of questions may be asked, what is the expectations, what are the mistakes they have made. That is like, really, really important. If someone got rejected, then also it's not like they should not be reading about that article. Actually, that will give you more ideas like why actually this guy failed. So Before jumping into any kind of interview, you must check this interview corner where you have the previous experiences for each of the companies. Yep. So that's the what I wanted to say. I hope Akshay, like it answers your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Ashish. And so, what about experienced people who are working at a
Mhm.
company but they're not in touch with DSA now, and they have a round after some time?
Mhm.
So, how should they use GFG?
Yeah, for geeks, like for experienced people, what they do, like they get confused is from where to start because they know already half the things and they think that which should be the beginning, right? But for any top companies, I must say you always start with the fundamentals. Why is that? It's not like you have to go through entire fundamentals as a beginner because you already know the things. But brushing up that thing is really, really important. Invest 5 days, initial 5 days, I would say. Come here to Geeks for Geeks. Go to tutorials again. Start as a beginner. Like whatever topic you feel that you are not comfortable. Let's say you're going to stack, you write something about stack is how actually you are able to implement stack. So this way, it's not about just knowing about stack. When you're writing the code, you're again coming back into the flow. So you will be, let's say you are solving all of the topic, like maybe like you are implementing linked list, you are implementing stacks and then queues, maybe like graphs algorithm like DFS and BFS. These are working as a fundamental and solve 2 to 3 questions only. 2 to 3 questions is what I would say. And that too, if it is easy, it's fine. 2 to 3 questions only. Invest 5 days on this. Then after that, the 5 days you are ready. That you are into the flow. You have the idea about like how you earlier written the codes and everything. Now you can like kickstart your new journey is like preparing for a top company. So then what you will do is like you will directly jump into first thing is you have the over here the top company questions. You can, I would say, you just go there. I highly recommend and solving these questions because they are like not lot of questions. You can check these are some of the limited questions. These are really really good questions. This set is really important. Then after that, what you can do is again, you are ready. You are able to write the codes. Now you are, let's say, appearing for Microsoft. Mostly, you try to focus on the interview corner, checking the interview questions of Microsoft, and then you figure out that whether you are really prepared or not. If you are not prepared, then certainly you have to work. So that way, actually, it will give you the idea. But it's not like you always keep checking interview experience. The best part is this one: practice. So practice, I again want to repeat, is easy question as many as possible, but certainly mediums are also required. Hard question, I again say, is doesn't matter even if you are appearing for Google. I would say stay away from hard problems as much as possible. It may not be needed. Even if it is needed, I would say, let's say hard question may take 1 hour to solve one. In that, you will be not 1 hour, sometimes maybe it may take entire day. So in that, can prepare a lot of easy question. It, if you are solving 20 easy question, it will give you 20 different ideas. So stick to the easy problems as much as possible. Medium certainly is needed, but hard, stay away. That is my recommendation. Some of the hard problems you may go for, which has been previously asked, but don't like too much into it. So for experienced is mostly go to the interview corner after these 5 days. Keep checking where you are, and from practice as many as possible. Keep practicing from this Geeks for Geeks practice. So that's what my recommendation is.
Great, great, Ashish. Thank you. So, what about the people already who are, well versed with DSA? They're in touch with it, and how
Mhm.
Geeks for Geeks can help them to crack top companies? Like how they can level up their preparation.
Yeah, so you are completely in touch, and then let's say you cracked maybe like some interviews as well. Let's say like some of the companies don't want to take any company's name. Let's say some startup or any company. Now you have like, let's say, some companies coming, interviews coming up for any company, top company. So I won't say like, FANGs are the only top companies. There are a lot. So, but for any company, right? First tip I would say, buy time. Like it's not like, you should be in a hurry. Like a lot of HRs will keep pushing you. Hey, you appear next day or maybe like next week. First is like, take your time. If you feel that you are not completely prepared, tell HR that I need some time. So that should be very much clear. You should not be in any kind of hurry, because once you get rejected, another 6 months or 1 year, right? Now, how actually you would be preparing is you are already in touch. Is Geeks for Geeks practice certainly is required, and you can go over here. What you can like, let's say you are appearing for Amazon, you can go on the left side is let's go for Amazon. You can see is, there are a lot of questions. Why practice is really important is, if you are, let's say, practicing on Eclipse or maybe like any kind of IDE, the trouble is that you may not feel, yeah, like, okay, you have to open it, you have to create some project, like a lot of things, it's make it hassle free so that, you get that flow. So over here, you just directly come to the portal, click any question, okay, and you are into it, right? So I have to log in to see you are into it. You have the questions over here, and then it will also run some test cases. So that way, when you are coding in IDE, you may not be able to figure out all the test cases, right? So some of the test cases you may miss. So over here, it will run some of the test case. In fact, you also try out some of the test case on your own. So it's completely hassle free. So keep practicing from here. And while you are practicing, keep checking here as well, that must do questions. If you are not aware of any of the questions, these are really, really important. So you are meaning like, yeah, you are halfway through it, meaning you are already in the game. So the only thing is you have to brush up the thing. So this thing, again, I want to repeat is focus more and more into easy questions. That would give you like more broader idea. How actually it helps you is like, some companies, even I am talking about Google and all, they give you the flexibility to choose any language. But once you choose the language, you should not be making mistakes during the interview because you yourself has chosen that language. So how to get confidence, how to not make any mistakes, any kind of syntax mistakes and so. So the, because they will not be having like, any kind of ID which will give you suggestions. So it will be kind of a plain doc kind of. So it will not give you any kind of syntax suggestions. So easy questions will give you the confidence in that syntax as well. And easy questions, uh, you must be actually solving the easy question. It's not like, some people, what they do is they find a problem, and what they will be doing is, hey, this is an easy question. Okay, I know the idea. That's all. So it's not about it. If you are doing that way, I must say, that way things are not going to work for top companies. What are the questions that you're seeing? You solve it entirely, run it, then you see like what are the mistakes that you have made. You try to check about the time complexity, space complexity, everything. Because if you talk about these companies, what they do, let's talk about Google, right? So what they do is like, 45 minutes of interview. In 45 minutes, you have to solve two problems, at least two problems, and two problems that too completely bug free. You have to thoroughly test your code. You have like should not have any syntax error. It should be fully indented, and then you should be like, thoroughly communicating also like what is the idea and everything that you have thought about. And you also have to do analysis on space and time complexity. So these all things for two problems in 45 minutes, hardly you're getting, 18 minutes or 20 minutes for one question, right? Because maybe like there will be some intro as well. So that's the speed is required. To gain that speed, you need practice. If you think that just by thinking, hey, this is the easy question, okay, I know the idea, and this way I will be doing, okay, just skip it. I want to warn you, this way, if you are doing, even though you know the idea, solve it, write proper code, and then see how exactly what are the mistakes that you are making. So for each question, solve it. Each and every questions. So don't think that okay, I know the idea and just skip it. Do not do it. So yeah, I hope that answers. So I think we can take more questions from the
Yeah.
audience as well.
One more.
Hmm.
But how Geeksforgeeks can help you get a placement no matter which college you are placed in? Because if you have an internet and if
Hmm.
finger, yeah,
Yeah. So first thing is, at this
yeah,
point, if you see, I think LinkedIn is the place like where you can see like what are the trends currently going on. At this point, to be honest, like it doesn't matter like which college you belong to. It's about how good you are in data structures and algorithms to get into top companies. And some people also feel that confusion that do I need any kind of certification also? That's certainly not needed. Only data structures and algorithms. No matter which college you are in, even if you feel that okay, a lot of companies are not visiting in your college, one thing you must do is build your network in LinkedIn. You have like good network, get referral from them. Once you get into that, then is the Geeks for Geeks is there. So let's say you are not confident, you can check out, as I said, there are like cheaper courses on Geeks for Geeks. You can check those courses. You can do some live courses as well on Geeks for Geeks. There are like some live courses which if you'll check these live courses, the beauty of these courses is they are properly designed. You will be directly talking to the mentor and not just talking to the mentor. There are some systems like where you will be entering into some kind of a breakout room where you will be discussing with the peers. So that way, actually, you are getting a chance to talk to the peers who may be like in from some good college or some good companies already. Your peer may be working, so you'll get like more ideas. So these live courses you can try out. Apart from that is if you let's say want to prepare on your own over here, also it's entire material, everything is there over here. It's all about how you want to use it. So the flow which I already said you, no matter which college you are in, come to Geeks for Geeks, check out this tutorial sections, and especially this DS, the algorithms, and these interview corners. These three things and this practice. So practice as many as possible. Keep checking these ideas on these algorithms, data structures, interview corner. Let me actually walk you through this data structure section a little bit more. How actually you will be able to see, let's say like minority, right? As I said, like once you are coming over here as a completely new guy, you read through this article. So there are some articles which you can actually read about it. Now, once you are actually reading about this article, so what you can do is you have like a lot of questions over here. Like there are some insertion of a binary tree deletion. Just write the code for some like 4 or 5 problems. You'll get automatically the confidence that okay, I am now ready for the trees. So that's actually the way. One topic, 5 problems, you're ready for that topic, and that's all. Now, once you are ready for that topic, don't get too much deeper into that. Otherwise, you'll be lost. Don't try to solve 20, 30, 50 problems. 5 problems, that's all. Then jump to another topic. So once you are done with all the topics, hardly like a stacks, queues, or graphs, or whatever the topics are there. Once you're done with the topics, then actually you should come back and then start solving more problems. But while in the beginning phase, don't solve 20, 30 problems. So once you cover all the topics, then come back, solve as many as possible, and keep checking the interview corner for the past experience for any kind of company. So yeah, so mostly it works like the same no matter which college you belong to. Geeks for Geeks is one for everyone, and this is really helpful. And it's not helping now. In fact, when I passed out 2012, I remember how Geeks for Geeks used to be. Like it was really helpful that point of time as well, but over time it has grown a lot. So a lot of things are there. Use it. It's entirely free. So this is really a good repository. It can build your entire career. So I recommend, Geeks for Geeks is really truly amazing. Yep. So any more question, Akshay?
okay.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Akshay. Yep.
Can you hear me, Ashish?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So thank you. That was all from my side as far as questions are
Mhm.
concerned. Now let's pick up two questions from the comments.
Mhm.
Uh, so you can go through the comments. Let me know which one you wanna select.
Okay. So let's start. Maybe like, okay, any questions? When, what about guys working as tester? A service-based companies having, yeah. So I must say, what about guys working as a tester? Certainly, like, there are a lot of people working as a tester, and then testing is also like one thing which is must needed in the companies, right? So nothing to be worried that whether you're a tester, you're a fresher, or whatever. So now, if you want to get jobs in SD, the only idea and then only the way is DS and algo. And for the DS and algo is again you have to put time and effort. Some people say, I really wonder that okay, they do not know or they do not find it interesting. It may happen that you may not find it interesting, but without DS and algo, you cannot be an SD because it's all about playing with the DS algo. That's all is about SD. So you come to Geeks for Geeks. Start as a beginner. Whatever I said is start covering the topics. Let's say start like the easiest you may feel is arrays, right? Go to arrays and then read about it. What an array is. Solve some of the problems. You then jump to linked list. Don't try to cover each and every topic in the beginning. Let's say you are a beginner. If you'll say like okay, arrays linked list, okay, revisit, then okay, then again revisit. This also like you can try out. Then may jump to stacks and queues, but keep solving problems, keep writing the code. Without writing the code, you'll not get that confidence. Don't just skip by getting the idea. Don't just skip by just reading the articles. Once you read the articles, solve some of the problems around it, write proper code and see, and while writing the code also make sure that you are doing it like with proper indentation, meaning your code should be well actually indented. It should be well modular. So modular, let's say you are writing everything in one function, right? So that is completely bad. If you're writing everything in one function, even though you feel that okay, some of the section should have been separated, so those things actually you should be taking care. So yeah, to answer your question, as a tester, it's not a trouble. Only focus on you may like take some of the courses if you are completely lost, like a DS and algo. Some courses you can try out. If not courses, you come to Geeks for Geeks. Check out those tutorials which are there, arrays, linked list, and whatever the tutorials are there. And again, solve some of the problems. You'll get an idea that what DS and algo looks like, and then certainly yeah, one thing is keep building your network on LinkedIn. That way you can get calls from the top companies or any kind of companies. So keep building the network.
All right. Last question now. Ashish, tell me which one.
So now we can, yeah. So let's take this. I have already solved 200 problems in DS algo, but still not comfortable facing. Yeah. So this is to overcome that. This is trouble with most people. They keep solving every day. Then also like they don't feel that confidence that is it that I am ready for any interview or not. So this is a common problem. It's not about you. Now I must say, like, no matter how many problems you solve, every point of time you will feel that you are not ready. So don't, that fear come into you. What you should do is start taking interviews. The worst that will happen is you will fail. But once you will fail, you will figure out a lot of things. One is you will overcome that fear of appearing for the interviews, right? That is one thing. Second thing is once you are appearing for the interviews, what will happen is interviews are completely a different environment. You will see that how actually what are the mistakes that you made, how actually you can do better in the interviews. So start taking interviews. Now second thing is the count doesn't matter, like 200 or 400. I must say, to crack Google, 50 to 100 is like a more than sufficient. So now to feel the preparedness, that whether you are prepared or not. So you need confidence, right? So the best companion is the easy problems. Keep solving easy problems as much as possible. You'll see the easy question you are able to easily solve. So that way you'll get the confidence. Hey, you are really up to the mark. So solve as many easy problems as possible for you. That way you'll start feeling comfortable. Keep taking interviews. When you have the interview, on the interview day, I must say, don't jump into any medium hard problem. On the day of the interview, again, stick to the easy problems. You'll see that, okay, you have like lot of confidence. So that way, you can do certainly like really, really great during the interview. So don't count on the numbers. I must say, start taking interviews. If you already solved 200 problems, start taking interviews. You realize automatically that what are the things you have to improve. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. How to get prepared for such placement? Last question. Okay. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. So how to get prepared for such placement? So so get prepared is, as I said, is practice as much as possible. So practice is the key. But practice is not, some people practice is taking copy and pen, right? Writing the code. So industry has changed completely. Yeah, I must say, if you are still like practicing and copy and pen, that's fine. At some point of time, that while you are actually trying to understand something, that works out. But if you're practicing a real problem and you're writing some code on using pen and paper, that certainly is not going to work. And especially during this COVID time, everything has become virtual. So you have to write in some text pad or like a coder pad or so, right? So start practicing there in the coder pad, so which like Geeks4Geeks is providing over here. Like you can go practice some of the problems. Second thing is, you have to explain to the interviewer as well. So if you want to explain to the interviewer, don't again, you don't have like copy and pen which you can display over the screen. If you're doing that, you are unnecessarily wasting time. So you start practicing on the IDE itself, that how actually you'll be explaining this problem. So once you are able to get into that, then you are already prepared. And then practice as much as possible from Geeks4Geeks. Start checking the previously asked questions, and then you see that where you are. It may happen again, I must say, it may again happen that even though you are prepared, you have solved 200 or 400 problems, still when you are going back to the interview experiences, you may not be able to solve some of the questions. It's fine. It's not going to happen that okay, you will be always be into that you are able to solve all the problems. Interview is completely different. So keep taking interviews. You'll automatically realize that if any kind of mistakes you are making or not. I am telling you, if you are practicing a lot of problems, easy ones, you will automatically get the idea during the interview. But it's not only about getting the idea only, it's about presentation also, right? So how actually you're presenting during the interview. So I must say is, don't be in a fear of okay, I am not ready. So start taking interviews. You will understand at least how to present during the interview, what should be the flow, whether asking problems before starting, writing the code, talking about time, space, complexity. So start taking interviews. So, and Geeks4Geeks is always there. Come to Geeks4Geeks. May take live courses are there. Some self-paced courses are there. Those also actually you can check out.
Okay. Okay, that was it, Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us and answering my questions as well as questions from the comments.
Mhm. No
Twitter
worries.
and
Yeah.
hello, can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. 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 I think
Yes.
sometimes your voice is breaking. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
Mhm.
so thanks again, Ashish. Thank you.
Yep, great. Everyone, take care. This is really a good session. I hope you enjoyed the session. And then okay, so yeah, keep joining the webinars. Also, this is also one tip. Where Geeks4Geeks is arranging such
Thank,
really good webinars that would really help you guys. Okay,
thank you,
thanks
Ashish.
then.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
take care.
I'll invite you again in future. We'll come up
Okay.
with some more
Yep.
and we'll
Okay.
figure out. Take
Great.
care, man.
Awesome. Okay. Bye bye.
All right, guys, that was it. You can refer to the Geeks Digest latest edition in the YouTube description. Check it out, guys. Download it. It's really useful. And there are forms in the description as well where you can fill for interview experience, sharing, or live mock interviews on our website. Just check out that. Also, very important to stay at home and get vaccinated as soon as possible. Akshay Bhaskar this side. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and also you can connect with LinkedIn with Sheesh Day. His LinkedIn must be in the YouTube description as well. Take care, guys. Uh, have fun, and but stay at home.